I'd like to welcome Rebecca Gonzalez, who is a 25-year-old math teacher at Notre Dame Elementary School in Bethlehem. Rebecca is a graduate of Notre Dame Elementary School, Bethlehem Catholic High School, and the University of Scranton. Rebecca is known for a wonderful bike journey she took on behalf of Catholic education across the country. Rebecca, tell us about it.
Well, I decided probably 2 summers ago that I decided to make some kind of journey for Catholic education across the country. Originally I wanted to run, eventually it turned into biking with knee issues, so I biked completely across the country from California to Maryland in 57 days and raised $22,000 for scholarships for students in Catholic schools.
Why are you so passionate about Catholic education?
Catholic education has been a part of my life since I was 5 years old, going to kindergarten at Notre Dame. And not only that, I'm now a teacher in Catholic school and seeing how it changes others' lives as much as it changed mine. And just the faith aspect of having that, being able to go to school and learn your math and your English and also be able to develop that spiritual faith side of you. It's something that I believe is necessary.
Rebecca, tell us about the most memorable time in that cross-country bicycle trip. Maybe there's a story of a Heartbreak Hill, or what were some of the most memorable moments?
There actually was a hill named Heartbreak Hill. And at the top of that we met some wonderful people, but there are so many memorable moments. I think a few of my favorites would have to be St. Vincent de Paul Church. As soon as we arrived, they had a care package for us. Unfortunately, their school had been closed down last year, and their love for Catholic education just exuded through them, and their welcoming and their enthusiasm for what I was doing, absolutely amazing. That was one of my most memorable. As well as the day I had my splat in Pratt. I fell crossing railroad tracks and fell off my bike and was unable to bike for a few hours, and then the people there again took care of us and made sure that I was okay before we left, and ended up biking 90 miles that day. So overall it was absolutely wonderful being able to overcome something like that and have all the people surround me with support.
Rebecca, tell us about the support you receive from Monsignor Baddock, from the teachers and the students of Notre Dame Elementary School and the Diocese of Allentown in general.
Absolutely amazing. Right from the get-go, they had a prayer service for me before I left to make sure that I would stay safe, and Monsignor was so kind. At first he was nervous that I would be leaving and taking on this big adventure, and once he was on board I felt so comfortable. The teachers at Notre Dame, the students at Notre Dame welcoming me home with another prayer service at Notre Dame when I returned home on August 4th was just, it brought me to tears knowing the support and the love that I had back home.
Talk about the expansion of your spiritual life during the cross-country bicycle trip.
My spiritual life I had thought was strong, and when I went on this journey I was nowhere near where I am now after having this experience. It was spiritually moving. Being able to spend time alone for hours a day and needing strength at that time, and just being able to ask God for that strength and that comfort to allow me to get up the hill, to allow me to bike 80, 90 miles in one day. And the Mass, yes, every time we went to a church we were able to celebrate Mass with them, which was just about every day. The Mass has always been a good part of my life, but I never realized how much strength you can receive from it, and how welcoming it is to join with the community at Mass and be able to celebrate with them.
You conceived of this trip, and then it actually happened. How did you change? What happened?
Wow, besides the physical of my legs being extremely strong when I returned, how did I change? The spiritual was definitely by far the most. Spiritual was the biggest change for me. The love of the rosary that I had, because I had a little app on my phone that I would be able to listen and pray the rosary as I biked. That's the biggest change that I had, was spiritually, mentally being able to be alone. I'm a very social person. I like to be around other people, and being alone for hours by myself on the bike was very difficult at first, and it's just made me aware of the fact that it's okay to be alone and to be with God and to just let it be.
How did you change as a teacher? What was the impact of this cross-country bicycle trip on behalf of Catholic education on your students and in the classroom?
Well, my students specifically, they love it because I'm able to use teachable moments in the class in social studies and math. Anytime there's something that's relevant to something that happened this past summer. In social studies, we were talking about the Navajos, and I was explaining how I went through the reservation and the people that I met, and they handcrafted all their jewelry, and just being able to give them a personal experience for something they're learning about in the classroom, they're immediately interested in the lesson, even if it's something they don't really care about. And in math, I'll do word problems. If Miss Gonzalez traveled at 25 miles per hour for 10 miles, yeah, so just the love that the students have, and to know that I care that much about them, it helps so much in the classroom, and just to be a role model for them, I think. I love that they look up to me, and I want to be a person that they're going to look up to, and I'm going to set a good example for them to live up to.
They saw their teacher stretch, really stretch generously with her Catholic faith on behalf of Catholic education, on behalf of them. That's got to encourage them in their future to really stretch and to go for it.
I really hope so.
Rebecca, as the Bishop of the Diocese of Allentown, and on behalf of all the people of the Diocese of Allentown, I want to thank you for this courageous and faith-filled journey on behalf of Catholic education, which has lit our diocese and the Universal Church as well on fire. Thank you so very much.